Hey, up next on the MARR Army Rock Show, making their first appearance on the MARR Army Rock Show, we have got Drake, the vocalist from the band Oddfellas. They're out of the panhandle of Texas, I guess we'd say, and they have a new self-titled record coming out just around the corner here, September the 20th, and it's on Pavement Records. Drake, welcome to the show.
Hello, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, we're doing great, and it's good to talk to you, and loving listening to the new music you guys come out. So for our listeners that may not yet know your band, give me a brief biography of like the history of the band.
Well, we're all just kind of from a small town here in Texas. It's called Pampa, Texas. Really, we all just grew up together. It's myself. My name is Drake Fisher. And I'm the vocalist, and then we've got Mason Galaviz, he's the drummer, Daco Ryan, he is the guitarist, and then Lino Alcaraz, and he plays bass. We've been together maybe around 2 years or so. There's been a couple members in and out of the band when we first started, but right now is for the last 2 years is what we've been traveling with, the core of what the band is, and what it's going to be for a while. So, I don't know, we've just grew up together in high school playing music together and decided to play play some shows, and basically just started a rock band, man, and been traveling every weekend and hitting it hard, and now we're about to release some music, so that's pretty exciting. And I don't know, there's a lot to it. I could sit here and talk forever about our band, man, but
yeah, it's pretty cool that y'all came up.
That's basically all there is to it. We're all the same age, just small town kids traveling around, living the dream, man.
It's pretty cool that y'all came up together, because that doesn't always happen these days anymore, where one band comes from one city like that, and that's an unusual thing. Now, the record, as we mentioned, due out on September 20th. Tell us a little bit about the making of the record, where you recorded it and produced it, and how long it took.
Well, it's going to be an EP, and it's actually our first self-titled Oddfellas thing that we're releasing. We recorded it in Fort Worth, Texas, with a guy named Bart Rose. They're at Fort Worth Sound, and we had a pretty good time doing that. There was a lot of writing that went into the song a long time before we decided to go to the studio. We had about 15 to 20 songs to have to choose from out of the 5 that we're releasing.
Wow.
So the EP I didn't really notice until we recorded it all and listened back to it that it all kind of goes together, but the original plan was kind of just to throw some songs together and kind of release, who we were, and every song is kind of different. So, but it took us, I'd say at least a year to write what we have on, and recording wise, we were there at the studio for about 4 days, just knocked out, I think it was 4 days, either 4 or 5 days, knocked out one song for each day, and we made it as raw as possible, kind of how they did in the old days, just playing all together, and no, not really anything real produced or anything like that, no auto-tune or anything like that, maybe just a little bit. The EP, the record is raw as can be, and, things are going to change here in the future, but yeah, September 20th is whenever that'll be released. It's going to be good.
So for folks
excited for people to hear it.
Folks that want to catch a little bit already, you already got a music video out called Walk On By. Tell me a little bit about the making of that music video.
We wanted to make it kind of in a scene to where it was kind of a house setting, you know what I mean? I think we made it look a lot more rough than any of our houses look. But the song Walk On By is kind of about my wife and I, actually, and we got married when we were 20 years old, so we just growing and learning together. And when I wrote that song, I guess we're going through kind of a rough patch, and it's kind of a conversation. So in the video, we really wanted to capture the emotion of, maybe an argument or, just a rough patch during anything, But what we did was that actually where we recorded that, or not recorded, but filmed it, is in the bottom of a venue that we play at in our hometown, called the Jam House, and we play all of our shows there. And there's a basement down there, and we asked the dude, his name's Chris Smith, if we could just film it down there. And we didn't really have anything planned besides to make it kind of look homey. And I don't know, man, we just played the song 30 or 40 times and did a bunch of random stuff. And there's actually a couple of secrets in there if people watch it a lot. We have a Red Bull can in there somewhere that moves every little scene. It was definitely a fun video to do, and that was actually our second music video to make, and that one was more to where, the emotion is captured and kind of tells a story. So, and Aaron McKinney Danner, he's our manager. He actually is the one that filmed that, so shout out to him. He did a great job on that. So.
Now, your other video, Reason, has a very different vibe to it, a much dreamier kind of, like, I would almost say jam kind of vibe to it. And when I listen to that song, when you guys write, are you like a band that just kind of jams and a song comes out of it, or what's the formula for you guys writing a song?
Well, definitely for that song, Reason, that was a jam song. We started jamming and, kind of just put the riffs together as we went. And I remember we were in a basement whenever we wrote that song, and we had to get ready for a festival because we had an hour and a half set, and we were not ready for that at all. So we were like, man, we've got it. And instead of learning cover songs, because we're kind of a band that doesn't really mess with cover songs or anything, but we were like, man, we got to write more songs. So we just started pushing out songs in our little basement that we were rehearsing in, and that was one of the ones that just really hit for us. And it's cool that you asked that, because Walk On By was a whole different writing process. That one was more of kind of the ones where I'm at home and I have my acoustic guitar and I kind of write the song, the whole structure and all that, and then bring it to the band, and they write their own parts, like the guitar hooks and bass line and whatever. And Mason always writes really cool stuff on the drums. But stuff like Reason, yeah, we definitely jam together. It's different, man. Every song that we write is different. Sometimes Daco will bring a song, and he likes to write songs on GarageBand. He'll kind of like record it all and then bring it to the band. So that's pretty cool how he does it.
So listening to you, man, you're a very talented singer, man. Your voice is awesome. Are you trained in any way? Is this all natural for you? Because it's got a real cool kind of bluesy southern thing going on there. It's very good.
I never took any lessons. I grew up. I was in choir once in middle school, and that's probably the only teaching that I've had. But other than that, I was in band and in drumline and stuff, and I played drums my whole life, so I never really sang. And but my whole family always jammed together, and my uncle and my grandpa were always the singers, so I always kind of would take tips from not really take tips, but watch them and watch how they do things and go home, and I would try to sing, but I really sucked at it. And I really didn't get serious about singing until I was about 18, and I just sang every day, man. And I still have videos back on Facebook and stuff where it's just terrible. Couldn't sing at all. Couldn't even really hold a note. And I don't know, just kept doing it, man, and kept singing and singing, and you know, kind of, I got a lot of influence. You know, most of the music I listen to is from the '90s, and I really like a band called Big Head Todd and the Monsters. They're really bluesy and kind of has that lower tone that I have. So I kind of learned a lot from just listening to music, really, and writing my own songs and kind of just developing my own sound. And I don't know, man, it took a lot of years I still need a lot of work, but no lessons or anything like that. Just practiced a lot, man.
Well, you got a lot of good raw talent there, man. You're a good singer. Now, hey, I noticed, before I let you go, one or two more things here real quick. I noticed you've been doing a lot more touring lately, or maybe not lately, but you've been branching out a little bit. You've been out to Sturgis. What's been your best day on the road so far? Best positive day you guys have had out there, that high rock star moment, maybe?
I think I'd have to say whenever we were at a battle of bands in Austin, Texas, and we were going against a bunch of metal bands, you know, really, really talented metal bands, you know, and kind of old hair metal bands too. But there was about 15 bands, and what the prize was to go and play Hell in Heaven Fest in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
So we weren't expecting to win that at all. Matter of fact, we almost didn't even go. Like, we entered it, realized who was playing, and we were like, oh shit, you know, we didn't, you know, I for one just didn't even think that we were gonna have a chance. So I like told Mason, I was like, dude, let's just not go. And he was like, no, dude, screw that, we're going. And he's like, you never know, we might be able to win, you know. And we went, and I think we were the third band that played that day or something. But I was outside while they were announcing the winners. I was smoking a cigarette, and one of the door guys came up to me, and he was like, hey, dude, you might want to be in there. You guys won. And I was like, bullshit. And but they hadn't announced it yet. And I guess he had heard what the judges said, you know, and went in there, and I was like, all right, man. I was like, he's bullshitting with me. He's lying. He's just trying to get me excited. I looked at Nathan, and I was like, dude, I think we won. And he was like, bull crap. And then right whenever we said that, they announced Oddfellas, and we're like, holy shit. Daco like dropped his beer, and I don't know, it was just a cool moment. We were still, that was maybe like a year into traveling and stuff, and doing shows, and still doing Battle of the Band stuff. So that was actually our first big festival to go to, and that was with the Ozzy, Judas Priest, Mastodon, and all kinds of badass bands, dude. Yeah. Tenacious D. We got to meet Jack Black and stuff while we were there. That was, I don't know, just that whole experience, man. That was, for me, that's been probably the top, you know, shebang. It's pretty cool, man.
That definitely sounds like it, man. Well, hey, this has been Drake Fisher. He's the vocalist of Oddfellas. They're from the Panhandle of Texas. And what's the name of the town again? I forgot the name of the town.
Pampa, Texas.
Pampa. And let's make sure you don't just... With a capital P, man. And, hey, their new album has got a release date of September 20th on Pavement Records. And, Drake, man, thanks so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, man. We appreciate the saying, dude.